Good morning, friends. Welcome to this course, Basic Manufacturing Process, Unit 3rd, Lecture 64. In this video, I present in the domain of the topic welding and basic concept of the welding. Agenda for today I present in this video the welding position, flat position, horizontal position and vertical position, overhead position and types of the electrode and electrode size and function of the casting and functions of the castings and electrode classification of the coding and composition between the comparison between the AC and DC welding. The continue present in the welding position. In what is the meaning of welding position? Is the welding position is the main purpose on in this operation. The in a, in a, hor- in horizontal position is a very easily welded to the in the welding of parts. It's the impossible to the welded the job in a horizontal position, and other position is classified as the in the requirement of this operation. The flat position and flat position, horizontal positions, vertical position and overhead position. These are classified as the position of welding is the present in this video. I very detail in the one by one the flat position surface. In the flat position of the workpiece is a kept is the nearly horizontal position. The surface to be work is the kept on the upper side. And this is the this is the flat position of the welding. This is the workpiece and this is the parent material, and second is the this is the welding of the in a middle of the flat plate, and this is the welded area of the plate. This is the axial of the welded of axis of line. This is the workpiece, and this is the flat position of the workpiece. Other position is the horizontal position, and horizontal position in this position the weak of the the workpiece is as the holding of the next face to the surface rest over the and over the outer, which is the flat surfaces of the vertical plane, and welding is done to the right side of the side. The axis of the welded is a horizontal plane and the face in the vertical plane. This is the I see for this is the flat horizontal position of the workpiece. If this is the parent material, and this is the welded of the rod in the of the horizontal position. This is the axis of the welded of the workpiece, and grow for the welded or this is the welded area of the workpiece. This is the horizontal position of the welding. The welding position continue. The vertical position, in this position the workpiece is the vertically approximate vertically plane. The welding is the started at the bottom position. This is the workpiece, and the welding operation is started to the bottom bottom of the workpiece is the slowly welded for the end of the position of the top position of the welded area is the this is the parent materials. mm, this is the parent materials, and this is the axis of the welded welded of the vertically axis. The bottom of the produce toward for top of the bottom, and welding process is the illustrated of the figure. And the overhead position, as shown is the figure, the overhead position. In this position, the workpiece remains over the welded area of the head head of the welded the workpiece, and the axis and the remains of approximate the horizontal plane. It is the most different position of the welding. This types of the electrode in you application of the electrode in the welding operation. The coated of electrode. The coated of electrode are generalized applied for process, arc welding process, and the a metallic course is the coated with the sum of suitable material. The coated electrode only for coating for the material in the non-conductor material on the cables. The material used for the mild steel, this mild steel, nickel steel, and chromium molybdenum ityadi. And the one of the coated core is the it for the holding of the mm, electrode. The body of the electrode produce the welding of the polarity. The body of the electrode is a welding polarity. What is welding polarity? There are the two types of welding polarity. Number horizontal polarity and left polarity, and the reverse polarity, forward polarity and the reverse polarity. I present in the again slide. They are the shape coated for electron. These are generally used in the modern of welding process, like to the modern process of the like to the magnesium inert gas welding, magnetic inert gas welding. And the electrode size of the electrode. The electrode are generalized used for in the arc welding operation, and the length of the electrodes, and 250 mm 250 mm. The electrode is diameter is the 1.6 mm, and the electrode of the length of electrode is the 350 mm. The diameter of the 2 mm required for the, and other is the 450 mm 450 mm of the electrode, and the required for the diameter 2.5. This is the all the component, all the electrode length is increases, then the diameter also increases as the 3.5 5 mm and 4 mm, 7 mm, and 8 mm is 9 mm. This is the increases of the diameter the length. The diameter of the electrode depend on the length of electrodes. And application of electrode. Function of the coating. It is a coating function of the coating in the application of the coating material used in the electrode to prevent the oxidation at the oxidation of the electrode, and forms of the glass with a metal impurity, and the is added for the metal impurity. It is the suitability is the arc, the increase the position of the welded material, and the welded material, and the controls depth of the penetration. It is the control of the depth in the penetration, control the coat, cooling of added alloy element of the joint specification of electrode. And the electrode classification of the electrode. The in the according to the Indian standard in industrialization coding system, or the electrode is especially made for the standard parameter of the Indian standard organization. The with the profile in the M for the example SI 815 and 91956. This is the standard of the weld coated parameters. The electrode classification of the coating is continuing. M is the M is the indicate in the suitable form of the arc welding. The arc welding. The first digit is maybe present 1 to 8, which indicate the types of the coating on the electrode. Okay. Second digit the presented in the standard I denoted the welding or position of the welding and position of the application of electrode in the manufacturing of the operation of the welding. The various of the 1 to 6. Third is denoted in the welding of the current basis of use for electrode is taken to 1 to 7 ampere of the current. Fourth digit is also used in this operation 1 to 8, and eight digit is the present of the tensile strength of the electrode and the welded joints. Seven is the carry out the number of the joints 1 to 5, and the this digit is denoted for a specific elongation in the percentage of the metal is deposited. Percentage of metal is deposited in digit it carry any number of 1 or 2 5 denoted for the impact strength of the welded joint. The comparison between the arc welding and the AC welding and DC welding. The both are the comparison in AC welding and the DC welding, and equipment AC welding in use for equipment of the is the simply of operation, and the DC welding equipment is the outside on the very complicated in this application of the DC welding and AC welding in the AC transformer. There is the no moving part. There is easily of the mention. The DC in the DC part is the DC generator set of the many or moving parts, and its of the for the maintenance cost is higher than the AC transformers, and it is can be operated for the large distance from the power source of the voltage and drop is neglected. And DC power is also very complicated and very dangerous. Very dangerous. It drop in the voltage for the very high. There is the shortage of cable is used, and this is the cable in use very shortage of the work of DC operation. On the AC operation only coated for electrode can use in the AC welding, and in this the DC both coated for electrode where the electrode can be used. The is less than the problem of the arc welding. In this operation arc welding in operation less problem is and the DC welding operation in the very complicated and very high power application. In this operation it can be used for the welding and non-ferrous metals. AC welding do not use for the non-ferrous metal, and the DC welding is almost used for the metal and non-metal welded. Okay. And other point is that it can be used only for AC current is available. The AC welding in operation used for only for AC current, and DC welding in on use for the and engine generators and used for the case of the non-availability of the AC power. The DC welding is not used for the AC powers. Thank you so much. In this video, I will be present in the sum of the welding operation, AC welding and DC comparison for AC and DC welding. Thank you so much.